Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming into another video. Alright, so I'm making a therapy session 2 in the morning. Nothing overly pressing today. Just trying to find healthy foods as we were talking about in the previous therapy session. The funny thing was I found myself with the headache and all of that. But after I'd settled in, ate that oatmeal meal, the body started to calm down, got a little wink of rest. Woke back up and I haven't been asleep since, so I say I feel a little better, but I'm just trying to go on Amazon and try to, do the grocery thing minus a refrigerator. And that is much more difficult for me than it was last time I didn't have a fridge because I was eating differently and all of that. So I'm just going on there trying to see what I can find for myself to eat. And I had set up my whole grocery list. I in terms of finally picking everything I wanted to get. And then at the end, they essentially said, yo, you can get everything but one of the things that you need for the hour that you're being delivered. And then the thing that they wouldn't bring me was the damn sandwich, which is most important. Lunch for tomorrow would not be available. So it's like, what am I paying you for if the one thing that I need the very much most is the very thing that you're not going to be able to bring me? And so all the available times that would allow me to order my food for lunch, they don't even have them as available. It's not like you could purchase those hours for a better price. No sandwich for me. If I'm ordering it at this hour, it won't be coming to my house tomorrow. So we'll try ordering it again in a couple hours. See if I can get lucky and then be able to purchase everything I intended to. But I think the thing for me is, how do I find stuff that doesn't need to be refrigerated? So I found myself going after like fruit snacks, which is more damn sugar. And if you heard me complain in the last video, I don't need more sugar. But that's I guess what I'm here to complain about. And this isn't going to be something that you haven't complained about yourself in life. I think we're all complaining about this to some degree. It's hard to find foods that are good to eat. It's good to find stuff that tastes good, but not stuff that's going to allow you to live long. Trying to find food that didn't have either sugar or salt in it, or something that's just nonsensical in regards to my body, something that won't digest for me, it's impossible. That's what I'm finding out. I can't do dairy, I'm screwed. I can't do refrigerated, definitely screwed. Don't want to do sugar, completely screwed. Don't want to do salt, all the way out the game. There's nothing for me to eat. That's what I've come to understand. For people like myself in the specific situation I'm in, if you go on Amazon right now, you're going to have to betray what it is that ultimately helps your body in order to be able to feed yourself. And so I'm just living in a time where I realize this, and I look around and I say, we need to discover ways of creating new foods and putting them in the places that we buy groceries. I don't want to have to go to an organic store 20 miles from my house to be able to find something that I can eat that's not going to kill me. And I have to spend 3 times that amount to do it. But I can for sure go down the street and buy some Taco Bell for like $1 and get a whole meal. And it's like they make it so easy for poor people to kill themselves. And I don't think that that's just happenstance correlation. They feel that we don't provide enough value to the world, so we don't need to be living full lives. And they kill us fast with bad foods. And this is exactly what I'm seeing here. As I try to find ways of keeping myself as healthy as I've been, it's not possible. First of all, you need the time to be able to work out the way that I do. And I realized that if I was working like everybody else, I wouldn't have that time. So my body would go left just like it did last time I was out there working, trying to keep up with the Joneses and the bull crap, only to be able to throw my money at the limited stuff that they provide me from which to offer. It's just like this type of stuff just makes you dream of creating your own store with products that are not out here. You know what I mean? The stuff that just does not exist, so that you have an option that doesn't provide itself, that just isn't here. Where is the healthy stuff that's available to people that don't have anything? They just want us to die, yo. And I'm in a space where I'm just like, I would love for that culture to end, because quite frankly, it's a fallacy that poor people can't contribute. It's that others have chosen to keep us from being able to contribute by keeping everything too expensive for us to reach, and keeping us in positions to not be able to reach that money without taking chances that kill our future. So in order to get the money that allow us to be healthy, we got to either get behind the curtain and start worshiping whatever it is they own, whatever Lucifer type stuff they own today, or find yourself a company that's basically attached to them anyway, and work to death if possible. Or you can take your chances in business and see where it goes from there. Start your own business and start the process of doing that, which is something that needs to be done for everybody. I think everybody needs their own business the way things are going right now. Nobody needs to really be thinking about working for nobody for 40 years. And if you watch how the previous generations went, they worked at a place for 20 years, that place shut down, they might get an email telling them they was fired or something. Like, you just don't let yourself do that. That's old living. We don't want to do that no more. And so that's where I'm at, man. I'm in a world just like you are, where whatever is out there, and I'm reacting to it. I'm trying my very best to keep up with my mindset as well as my norms and my diet. And I just realized there was a reason besides the fact that I was mentally concerned with myself and challenged or whatever you call it. It was a bigger reason for why I chose to live the way I did, and it's because it's the best way. I know how to manage myself and handle myself, keep myself from being in pain, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Physically is what we're talking about. Constant attention to self, working out, eating the way I needed to eat. Even though I struggle with my diet for obvious reasons, as I've discussed, I found a way to manage it over trial and error. Man, so it's just, I don't know how to help people do this. I don't know how y'all live. It has to be a thing where you just have to accept the fact that your body's going to deteriorate, that you're only going to live but so long, that you're going to be in pain at certain times, and that's it. Like, that's what they give us through the foods that we eat. It's hard to keep your belly down. Like, I see people every day, they working out, but their belly's still up. Why? Because it's the bull crap we eat, yo. That's all it is, the food. Look at old pictures of myself when I was trying to work. I was working out harder than I am nowadays. Some of them cases working out harder than I was nowadays, but I was eating all that crap that was easy to find. All the stuff that we have in our culture that kills us. They tell us that, that life expectancy is supposed to be whatever it is, 70 years. It's like that because of all this culture that we involve ourselves in. This culture that allows us to eat this bull crap every single day and think of it as not as a problem. Anything else that we would do that risk our lives to this degree, we would see as dangerous. You ain't going to be doing certain things unless you're a thrill seeker. So why is it not considered the same when we talk about all this bad food that we eat? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't we consider it the exact same thing? Is it because of the culture of just the culture out here of consumerism that they put these celebrities and everybody got, the Cardi B and so-and-so sandwich. Now you got to go out there and go to McDonald's. Like, how many times have they run this game on us for the last 60 years with different celebrities and different gimmicks to keep us continuing to keep the habits of eating bad foods over and over again? And every once in a while, they'll give us, every 6 months, they'll give us like a value meal with healthy foods, something like that, with like 3 salads on and 2 sandwiches with grilled chicken. And after that, they just keep sending you back into the places that go kill you. I want our culture to change. It's a lot of stuff that we think is normal, that we indulge also of, that a lot of people go along with and nobody questions, and everybody just continues to push along, and it evolves through itself, just like we were saying about other things. And then you find yourself in a situation where you've gone too far with what it is that you had, and you should never let it get that far, because anybody needs to look around and say, this ain't all right. We're agreeing upon it, but it's garbage. And as it pertains to the menu in America, that's exactly what it is. Now, I know we got good cultures around the country. You go to KC, you go get some good barbecue. Go to, New York, you go get some good pizza, Chicago, whatever it is that people got. I'm not saying everywhere is bad in terms of the taste. The taste is always going to be solid because we're going to make sure our food tastes good in the different places we are in. But at the end of the day, is it going to be healthy? Is it going to be something that's not going to kill us? Is it going to be something that's not going to give us heart attack or gout or whatever? Nah, all this stuff that we eat, all this stuff that we agree to, it's meant to keep us temporary, man. And I don't necessarily think life is supposed to be immortal, but I definitely want to push the limits on how I'm supposed to be living, quality of life while I'm here. And it starts with what I'm putting in my body. I got a horrible start in my life in regards to that. I ate everything bad. And I get to a point in my life where I'm past that. The people around me who were giving me that bull crap are no longer in my life, and I just can choose what I want to eat. I choose health. I choose to not be suffering. You know what I mean? Like, literally, I don't care what everybody else is on their taste buds or their God. It's not my God, fam. My taste buds are not my God, because I know exactly how it feels when your body's completely out of whack. It started that way. When you can barely climb steps, when your heart is pounding all heavy and you ain't even done nothing. I don't want to live like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's like I'm offended, almost offended by the fact that we've been duped this bad. You know what I mean? Like we've been coaxed into thinking that killing ourselves is cool by way of our mouths. You're going to drink liquor and make yourself all dizzy, wrap yourself around a pole or worse. This culture is cool though. We want that. Shit don't even taste good, fam. Half the time, unless we doctor up the drinks well enough, it ain't even going to give you that taste, but you're going to mess with it because culture. You know, music that we listen to that kills our children. We talk about all this compassion we want to have. We pray to our gods, go to church on Sunday, and they proceed to reinforce culture that goes into minds of people who don't filter that stuff very well. And we know that, but we don't care. We just go along with it. Artists make their money. They happy. They're rich. Their families taken care of. Everybody's out for themselves. And you get this as a result. A bunch of stuff that shouldn't be in place, created by people who take advantage of the fact that all that selfishness and self-exhaustion is in place for you to want. And they continue to promote that desire within you. Keep them rich, keep you temporary. And all these different cultures that feed us bad foods, that have us drinking stuff that's going to get us in positions to hate ourselves or worse. All of that stuff is in place. And then they get on camera and tell us to hold ourselves accountable. You need to do that. You got to vote to make change. No, yeah, to a degree. To a degree. You know, you got to take accountability. Yeah, but a lot of this stuff we can't even control. Here I am trying to take accountability for my diet. And what am I coming up with? I tell you to eat better. You want to live better? Stop eating all fat. Stop eating. I'm trying. Literally trying. And what am I coming up with? Start looking at the people who mold the environment, those who are making billions of dollars living fancy lives off of our suffering. We need to start showing them that there's another way to live. If they want to stay as wealthy as they've been, they better find better ways of giving us what it is that's best for us, not what it is that's not. Because at the end of the day, they're going to sell whatever the hell we buy. That's what I know about these people. They ain't got no souls. If we're on some good stuff, they'll be on some good stuff. If we're on some we want to die, they'll sell us everything that'll kill us. So we need to start, as I'm doing right now, telling them that we don't want to buy stuff that kills us anymore. We don't want to make you rich off of my death anymore. I'm not confused by that. I'm not amused by that. And I want to survive. I want my kids to survive, and I want them to have the healthy environment from which to not have to search so hard for things that help them survive. What I've found, carrots, lettuce, and apples together with minimal, very minimal salad dressing to put too much sugar on it makes my body feel great. Anytime I don't have those things, I feel like crap. Now, when I was used to eating crap, I didn't recognize that. I always felt like crap, and crap wasn't feeling like crap. It was just how you feel. But when you get healthy, you start understanding that you need everything that's healthy to keep your body exactly where it is, where it needs to be. And if you don't have those things, all kinds of other things can open up, and you start having the health issues that we have that ultimately trickle down to the health bills that you're paying for. Oh, yeah, that's a huge part of it. They know you eating that bad crap is going to lead to you being in the hospital, and they know that you being in the hospital is going to lead to them being able to overcharge you for pay. This is what it's about. Get all that bad medication that they give you, all these Zoloft, Harloft, all this crap that you do not need. What you really need is oxygen, apples, lettuce, carrots, and various different things that would ultimately feed your body organically, that will keep you alive. Fresh air, sunlight, if you can handle it. Stretching. That's how you live. You put that sugar, that salt in your body, it's going to make you dead. And make you rich. And we keep on letting people folly and laugh in our faces, telling us this is fun. Put these images and all these pretty colors in front of us, but they don't show us the coffin that we're going to be laying in because of this nonsense. They don't promote it like it's actually. They ain't going to promote that hospital bed that your ass going to be laying in. They ain't going to promote that. That huffing and puffing that you're going to be feeling when you're climbing them steps. You can't move. They ain't going to promote that. They just going to let you feel that while they continue to tell you that this is all right. You're sick? That's okay. Let me get you. We got something for that. No, you don't need exercise. Here, sit in this seat. It rolls around. You can press a button and get even fatter. And eat more McDonald's while you're sitting in that thing. Like, these are the things that they did to our people, man. You know, have them working for 40 years at Ford just to send them an email to fire them. They've been eating this garbage the whole time. You know, it's like, man, I don't want none of this culture. I know this wasn't been for nothing but keeping the wealthy wealthy and the poor stupid and sick. I'm not buying. Never was. Never bought. There's a lot of stuff I ain't buying too, which is why I'm on this level. But since I'm on this level, there's a lot to see. And I'm telling y'all, a lot of this stuff is just like, we need to like look around and say, yo, we are in a trance and it's time to wake up. Anything that's going to hurt your body or put you in the ground is not something you should be cultured toward. And anything that coerces you toward that culture needs to be revamped, trained better, basically. That's my opinion. They need to be trained better. So that's what I'm doing, man. And I'm telling y'all, the way that we go about putting things in our mouths to feed ourselves, health is the way, man. Health is the way forward. We had it right when we started being healthy. We need to keep on carrying that forward and normalize more and more need for healthy menus everywhere we go. And shunning crap that's filled with nonsense that's meant to kill us and make our taste buds feel like they're God. They are not God, friend. Your taste buds are a liar. What you putting in your mouth gonna kill you. So somebody need to say that. Rip the Band-Aid off. I always love to say rip the Band-Aid off because a lot of times we've been taught how to go along with bull crap, basically. You got to be sensitive in how you say certain things so you don't trigger certain people so that they don't see the urgency in what it is that you're actually talking about. I'm an extremist, so to speak, as it pertains to stuff like this, but not as extreme as the people who are selling you this nonsense that want you to die early. See, they'll put the concept in your head that you're supposed to be calm when it comes to stuff like this. There's nothing wrong with this. It's fine. But if bombs are bursting in the air and it's war outside, you see the urgency, don't you? Death is death. Both will kill you. See the fruit in what I'm talking about. Eat more fruit. You know, these are the type of things I'm just trying to convey to people because I understand that, like I said, I have a certain type of mind that allows me to focus on this stuff while everybody else is running around in circles trying to find money. And I mean, Lord put me in a space in my life where, although I need money, I don't care for it. Despite the culture around that makes me feel like I'm nothing if I don't have it. I realize I can produce a great deal without making that the forefront of my mindset. Now, whether or not people are going to be pleased with me because I'm not chasing paper, or the fact that I'm not contributing to the marketplace the way that y'all think I should, or doing things correctly the way that you agree to, it's irrelevant. Who paid for the pyramids? I don't know. I don't think it matters. And that's the point. You make what you make, you leave it here, and you let God do what it does with it. And everything else, all this ambition, it's a coax. It's to coerce you into spaces that ultimately leave you less focused on this stuff. But you got kids to raise who have bodies, who need to be fed properly. Are you feeding them properly, or are you too focused on other things to do so? Are you wrapped up in the culture that it's fine to eat that way and can't wait to pay for the next celebrity meal? Or are you recognizing there ain't no carrots in that meal, ain't no lettuce, barely no lettuce in that meal, ain't no apples in that meal, ain't nothing in the top of the food groups in that meal that's going to make you healthy? You do have questions to ask about what they did with the meat, though. You do have questions to ask about what they did with the meat. Because ever since I've been buying meat from Amazon, I've been having digestive issues. I ain't never had no problem with chicken before. Now I got a problem with chicken? I can't eat chicken? What the hell are you doing to the chicken? These are questions I must ask. All I know is it's easy to die in 2023. Real easy. You want to self-destruct? Everything here is meant for you to be able to do that. All of it. Including your ambition. All of it. And I'm trying to provide new, if not ancient, ideas. Because this ain't new. Taking care of yourself. Not coercing yourself into cultures that hate you. Yeah, that's not new. That's ancient. And unfortunately, very ancient because we've been doing this for a very long time. I'm different, man. I'm not of the mindset that sitting down and being cool with what isn't good for us is any good at all anymore. Whatever it is, if we can see it for what it is, if we can see it for what it is and it's not right, there needs to be a normalcy in regards to having these conversations. We cannot allow censorship to coerce us into thinking we're being rude by speaking out against things that are not right. That's what the devil does. He convinces everybody he's not there. That's what the devil does. He convinces people that what he's on is normalcy, and what goodness is It's trash. That's why you got Lil Uzi Vert screaming up there talking about he got devil stuff, teaching city girls, black women how to worship the devil. And he's shouting out his homeboy Playboy Cardi, who's also got some young girl walking out of his concert talking about there's a demon on stage and I don't feel good with that energy coming out of there and I'm getting out of here. And they promote it to us. See, Playboy Cardi's a devil worshiper, and so is Lil Uzi Vert, and they both shouting each other out at the same time. And look, they're at Rolling Loud, the biggest concert in the world. It's right down the street from my house. And so I'm looking at all of this. I'm like, yeah, like I said, it's easy to kill yourself. You want to believe in Satan? They got all kinds of stuff that can have you sliding toward him in an easy early death. Doing a lot of damage on your way out too, for sure. It's like, that's cool, right? That's supposed to be appealing, right? Satanism is appealing, but God is supposed to be corny, right? Because goodness is corny, but building is goodness. Goodness allows you to build. Goodness allows for people to be at peace. Goodness allows for people to enjoy things like Rolling Loud. You know what Satan would like to happen at a place like Rolling Loud? He wants to see the whole thing explode with you in it. Who Lil Uzi Vert's praying to and all that energy he's on, that's what he wants to see happen in a place like Rolling Loud. A center place where everybody at? You think Satan wants y'all dancing and having fun? No, he wants you gone. He wants you in the same hell he at. As many of y'all as possible. So while y'all sitting up here dancing around, Lucifer, you think it's funny, huh? Anything that you think you're going to appreciate or enjoy is far away from that energy. That's what I've come to understand. I don't care who agrees with it or not. You'll find out in the end. You ain't going to find nothing good there. All of your pain, all of your suffering, all of the stuff that harms the people that you love the most, especially the ones who don't deserve it, it's right over there with that. That's where that comes from. That's where it goes too. So y'all can play around with that energy if you want, because you think it's cool. You like the colors, it's red. You like the demonic energy because it makes you feel powerful. It gives you an excuse to do all that dumb shit you want to do and not care about things that really, really matter, like what's going on in the Congo and what's going on in Turkey with the earthquake and all these various different things that need your attention, but you don't care about because you're too busy dancing with Lil Uzi Vert, trying to be devilish or whatever the hell y'all on. Understand that what comes with that is the end of you. Just like eating this garbage ass food we're talking about. Devil energy don't get you nowhere. I don't care who believes what. I'm telling you from within my soul. I've learned he ain't no friend to nobody. All he is a bringer of pain, suffering, confusion, and lies. And if you're for that, then you need to ask yourself what you actually are. Because no entity wants to be disagreeable for eternity, and that's exactly where he's going to place you, in a disagreeable space. However that looks to you. And that's what needs to be understood. It's customed for you. That's what I'm trying to get people to really understand. Like, your little hell that he's creating for you, that you're coercing yourself toward by praising him and doing all the stuff that he's on and is about, is custom made for your torture. Whatever you hate, that's what you're going to find there. Whatever you dislike, that's what you're going to find there. Whatever you're most afraid of, that's what's going to be following you the whole time. So while people calling out to Lucifer because they think there's going to be some cool stuff there, he's a liar, friend. All it is long, prolonged suffering for you and all that you love. Or at least you'll be perceiving it as that, because that's what it is. It's a torturous space for you. And so I just think that if you're not signing up to be absolutely and utterly tortured, you need to stop playing around with that energy that Lil Uzi Vert is talking about over there. Don't toy with that. It's not empty. It's not empty. Those who are promoting it may believe it may be empty, some of them, although I think some of them actually believe in it. I think a lot of them just do it because they think it'll stir up conversation no different than the one we're having right here. That'll get them going because everybody's a part of certain religions one way or another. A good portion of the world's part of the three major religions, right? So how do you get people talking but to stir up what matters most to them? Matters of the heart. You touch the soul. My mother told me once, if you really want to reach people, you touch their soul. If you want to get them with the lyrics of a music, you got to reach these emotions. That ain't no different than antagonizing the religious. That's all that is. They know we're going to go crazy. Oh my God, you're being devilish. Oh, that energy's not to be messed with. But we're paying attention to it in doing so. And that is all that they're doing. Spiritually bankrupt. They don't think there's any energy attached to that, which is why they just throw it out there. Oh, double this, double. It's a lot of energy attached to that. It's a lot of untapped understanding. And the people who toy with that, they don't have the first understanding of what the hell they're dealing with. Unfortunately, I do. And that's what it comes down to. If you know, you know. That is not at all something to want. I don't care what lies are being told or what shiny objects are being waved or what beautiful people are telling you this. They too are going to suffer just like you for dealing with him. So that's what I want to say to all you Satanists out there, man. If you're into that and you really about that, get off my channel, man. Don't even deal with my energy. Don't. You know, because this ain't a place for you. You're going to be bumped by everything I say, and you're going to be bumped by everything I do. It's just the truth. I'm a person of God. I'm a good person. I ain't saying I'm a great person. I got demons in my spirit I need to get rid of, sufferings that I've long had to make peace with, desires in my life to leave the earth all the time. I'm not perfect. Far from. I be wanting to leave, y'all. But I don't go. I haven't gone. And I think it's because of the love of God and his purpose upon my life. It ain't because I'm enjoying life. Definitely not. So I just want people to understand that, man. I'm on a mission to change cultures here. You know, not just as it pertains to reaching people who are alive today, but leaving something here for people who are much more advanced to find tomorrow. So they can weed their way through some of these concepts and not forget about some of the lost history that will most definitely be forgotten about. They'll stumble on my channel and see some of this stuff is still in the cloud. So they're going to try to shun a lot of this nonsense too. A lot of this stuff that we're not so ashamed of today that we will be ashamed of tomorrow, we're going to try to forget about tomorrow. It's like slavery. Don't talk about that. That didn't happen. You're wrong. Why you bring that up? Your granddaddy, your great-granddaddy, and your great-great-grandfather were mad proud about it, though, buddy. It was proud. So you telling me not to talk about the pain that happened to my great-great-granddaddy in regards to what it was and asking for some reparations, some truth, or some acknowledgement that hasn't been done yet? I don't think it's too far-fetched when you consider the prolonged suffering that slave slavery actually was. And you wonder why we call you devils. You see the correlation? Or am I not supposed to say that? Because it's rude. Can we normalize not doing that? Not just to people like me, black folks, but to anybody. Don't do that. If a person's telling you, yo, I got wronged and I'm still hurt about it and I'm still trying to get through it and it's still traumatizing to me, and the people who did it, you know, the cultures that they agreed upon is still in place. Don't tell me I'm rude for bringing that up. Just because you can't relate to the overall way that goes does not mean that if you could relate to it, you'd be silent. You wouldn't. You just wouldn't. It's a lot of people who want to relate to what it is we're talking about, but from where they stand and from what they've known, they are just going to have to trust us. When we say, you don't want to know how this goes, but you do need to listen to what we're saying. And as it pertains to slavery and different things like that, especially since the history is murky, since y'all don't want to talk about it and teach it to anybody, you're going to have to forgive people for wanting to bring it up at random, and you're certainly going to have to forgive people for not knowing all the history, as they do. A lot of people say it wasn't only white people being the slave owners. Well, if y'all talk about it a little more, we know that. It wasn't only white people. Native Americans owned slaves too, and y'all never talk about it. Because y'all don't want to talk about it at all. Only time they really want to talk about slaves is when they talk about black people selling black people to white people. But you know, that's how we got them, right? We were behind them from your guys. That's what you said. That's what you said. How the hell do I know that? You see what I'm saying? It's like the history hasn't even been discussed because they try to shun it. And I know they're going to do the same thing about a bunch of stuff that they're doing right now. They ain't got no business doing. But if we're going to learn from it, we have to be honest about it. And we certainly can't be too sensitive to not have these conversations or allow those who really are not offended but want us to be quiet to tell us they're offended to keep us quiet. We're offended, which is why we're speaking. I'm offended, which is why it's relevant. Slavery was some bullshit. And current slavery is just bullshit. It ain't the same slavery, but it does keep you in bondage. It does keep you with very limited space to move, and ultimately no real freedom to be yourself without the presence of its nonsense to sway you back into its clutches. It's culture, baby. We're in it. BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.